municipal boundary, it needs a resolution of consent from the municipality that it's providing services to. Again, we think that because we're operating the district on behalf of the county, we already have that authority, but again, in abundance of caution, crossing our T's and dotting our I's, we're meeting with all the municipalities we serve and asking them to pass this resolution that affirms our right to provide service within the municipal boundaries. And that's what's before you tonight. And if you have any questions, happy to try to answer them.
Daniel, you up first.
Right now, I have a water bill from Union County Water.
Mm-hmm.
Will that change? Will that be privatized? Will I get a water bill from Apex, ABC Water Company?
Nope, you will still get a bill from Union County Public Works. Because even the new district, which the Board of County Commissioners sits as the Board of Governors for the district, the ownership of all the assets still stays with Union County. So Union County still owns all the assets, and that's not going anywhere. Union County very specifically set up a district and not an authority to make sure they maintain control completely of this district. So nothing that the public will see will change, because the district, in this interlocal agreement, the district will actually do business as Union County Public Works.
So what will change? Something has to change.
What will change is new development, such as the one that was before you tonight. If that moved forward and they came to us to enter into a water and sewer line extension agreement, that agreement for us to extend that water and sewer line would be in the name of Union County Water and Sewer District, and the capacity fees they pay as part of that agreement would be made out to the Union County Water and Sewer District. So nothing that our customers see will change at all.
Okay, the municipality, if you have the new development,
Mm-hmm.
Indian Trail, suppose Indian Trail for some reason says, we don't agree with this.
Mm-hmm.
Will that count for anything? You would still proceed to do what you want to do?
It would call
because of this
into
resolution?
question a little bit in terms of our ability to provide service to new development within the town.
Right, but does this new resolution take away any of our rights as a municipality, or any of the municipalities' rights? Are they giving up any rights or control?
No, because right now, you are not operating a water and sewer system. We are the water and sewer utility for your town. This is just essentially changing the name and putting it well, it's doing more than changing the name. What it's doing is we have now authorized this district to operate this utility for Union County. So this is just the town recognizing that this district is now going to operate this utility and not the county directly.
One last question in regards to cost, because you mentioned district.
Mm-hmm.
Well, down the road, this district in of itself needs to be subsidized. Or will the cost continue the old way, or will this district cause the cost to be reallocated?
Nope, there's no change in any of the cost allocation. The current enterprise, the water and sewer system is an enterprise fund, which means we run like a business, like a private enterprise. All of our revenue comes from the water and sewer fees we charge our customers. No monies come from any business. So it continues to run as an enterprise. The rates, the revenues will come into the district and then flow back over to the county.
All right, thank you.
Ms. Hamilton?
We all know there's been problems with water and sewage in this county for years. And what if we don't sign up? I mean, all these buildings things that we have out now, is that going to affect any, like tonight, will that affect, for other ones that weren't here tonight, will that affect their procedure as far as?
What'll change on their procedure is that they will now be contracting for that water and sewer line extension with this district rather than with Union County Public Works as they have been.
So you're sort of stuck then, they have to go along with, or we do, or the development's going to progress then.
It would call into question our ability to serve new development within Union County, within Indian Trail, if we didn't have this resolution.
That's sort of the pressure point on the town, isn't it? Well, it is.
He's smiling, gave you an answer.
Okay, the other thing is, what towns have signs
So for Weddington, Wesley Chapel, Weddington, Waxhaw, and Marvin have signed. Wesley Chapel were on their agenda for next week.
Is there a time limit that this has to be?
We're addressing the towns where the primary growth is right now, which is the four I just mentioned, along with Wesley Chapel, and then we'll be moving through the rest of the towns that we serve.
And my next question and my last one is, Union County does not take care of the sewage where I live. Our bill is going up to $53 a month, and I'm wondering, will you have any connection to make any changes there, or is that utility incorporated on its own?
It's a private utility, it operates as a private enterprise. Their rates fall under, I would assume, the Public Service Commission that has to approve their rate structure, and really the county has no control over, no direct control over what they do.
I have about a $15 a month water bill and a sewage bill of 53. There's got to be a problem somewhere. Right, thank you.
We're a little more efficient.
Just to make this very simple, it sounds like there's absolutely, you're not doing anything. I mean, basically, nothing's gonna change, the bill's not gonna change. But, and you may have already explained this, but if basically you go into districts, nothing's changing, the price is gonna stay the same, and you probably explained this earlier, there's gotta be a really good reason that you're doing this.
The reason is the state statutes give districts, for whatever reason, but the Supreme Court said in their decision on this Carthage case that, well, the state legislature, when they wrote this legislation on what municipalities, towns could do in terms of assessing fees, made a distinction between what they could do and what districts and authorities could do. So they must have meant something by that because they made a distinction. So we're taking advantage of that distinction because as a county, we can create a district. And
It's changing the wording, is all you're doing, basically, is to a district.
Well, you know, from outward appearance, that's all it would be. I mean, we actually have created a district, we've created a whole financial structure that will manage the dollars. The rates have been approved by the district, so everything will run through this district. We have loaned all of our employees to this district. So I am now on loan to the Union County Water and Sewer District to manage and operate this, even though I'm still a Union County employee. So yeah, it's a complex legal maneuver to take advantage of what the Supreme Court said we could do.
So it's a legal maneuver,
Yes.
basically, it's basically what it is. Now, the one thing that in my curiosity sake, you've created districts, does that create more manpower? Do you guys have to, is it taking more people to do it? It's just wording.
We just changed our hats.
Just change that. Now, last question, and I want to ask our Patrick is there any disadvantage? Is there anyone that works for the town of Indian Trail? Is there any, Rox, if you know, or if Patrick, you know, is there any negatives to this? And if there are, I want to hear them, and if not, then I don't see why we wouldn't do it.
From my side, I don't see anything like you said, it's a legal maneuver.
Okay.
All right, look, Karen, you're good with it too, right?
Yeah, I've reviewed it, and again, it's in response to a Supreme Court case,
Right.
and it's literally just.
Yep.
I just have one question. Mr. Cohen opened up the door. So there is a state statute and the Supreme Court said you guys can go into a district. So just for me, because I like to know, I don't want to leave here and say, having a question, like what is the advantage of that in the district?
The advantage to the county is the current statutes are, in terms of what establishes a town's, county or municipality's right to establish rates, fees, and charges for enterprise operations like utility, say that we can charge for services to be services provided. Districts and authorities have that same one paragraph, only it says to be provided or to be provided. So the existing statutes give this forward-looking authority to districts and authorities that they don't give to towns and municipalities. And the Carthage case was revolved around that specific verbiage as to whether or not the capacity fees that the town of Carthage was charging was for a service to be provided rather than for current service. Again, we believe that our capacity fees are for services currently being provided, not for future service, but we're being abundantly cautious to make sure we protect ourselves going
So you
forward.
will now have that, ability to charge for services to be provided.
Right, we have that as of January 3rd when we created the district.
Can we vote on this?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it.
Go ahead, David.
I make a resolution to consent to local operation of the Union County Water and Sewer District, oh, that,
Nope, just make a motion to approve.
to approve. I make a motion to approve.
Someone's made a motion to approve the resolution, all in favor? That will be unanimous.
Thank you very much.
Brings us to the UCSO budget. That's
Yes.
just one from the consent agenda, Mr. Daniels.
I pulled it as I had a question, and my question is, do we have a budget ordinance for this, USO budget for the, that's been presented to us? Do we have a budget ordinance? And the reason I'm asking is if we don't have a budget ordinance, then it's just a matter of voting so people can feel comfortable and go forward, and I understand that. Because if we don't have it, we're gonna do it again. It's really more official, it's more legal when we do it at the, voting for the town's budget, because it's part of the town's budget. But if we don't have a budget ordinance tonight, then I don't have a problem with going yes, but I just wanted to know, because if we don't, it just doesn't have any legal standing. So that's all, that was my question.
The way I'm approaching it, it's part of the town budget. And we'll be presenting that to you, Patrick, we're in our final review. We plan on bringing it to you in 2 weeks, but it's part of the town budget. I mean, I've got numbers locked in.
No, I understand that, but if you had an actual budget ordinance tonight, then this part of it is locked in, it's legal. But without that, it's just us saying, yeah, it's all right to go ahead, we're gonna approve it 2 weeks down the road anyway. So that's why I broke it out.
Because
it's gonna be short.
Oh, it doesn't work. I could have stood back
You
there.
can hold it anyway, it doesn't matter.
Feel good about it. I think there may have been, and don't let me speak for Patrick or for Jim, but I think that whenever this item got put on here, it may have been put on here whenever we were discussing about the contract for us all getting together and starting to revise the contract for the next year, because it doesn't expire next year. So I think that's how this kind of inadvertently got somewhat put on there, because I agree 100% with you, Mr. Daniels. It shouldn't be worded as far as the budget part of this, it's all one, we're part of your town budget, so I agree with that totally. So I think that may have been how it somewhat got put on here. So
Because I'm more in favor of putting
Is
three
it something that
deputies in it.
doesn't affect anything if it's removed?
No, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, no, it's got the rate notice in here, which there was, I think, across the board, it came up to like 2.7%, which the average COLA was about 3. But then Patrick and I have talked about too, and Jim and I have talked about, they've got some stuff that we've tried to work on to try to find some middle ground to keep the program moving where we thought it was going, 2 years ago or last year from our discussions. But that's obviously goes back into budget and our budget retreats that, we've had 2 of them thus far, but I agree with you totally. We're part of your budget.
Right.
And we won't.
Okay.
So we can just close this.
We want to continue that way.
So we can close it, right?
It should have been,
Well, it's up to you if you just want to vote on it symbolically, it's still going to be in the budget, or if you just want to just put it for informational, it was for informational purposes.
no, I'm fine with the answer. My question was if there was I'll make a motion that we just vote on this at budget time.
So, Mr. Daniels made a motion to remove this, and Captain Coble concurs it's irrelevant and should be part of the budget process.
It would have been part of the budget process
Right,
anyway.
it's just-
So, I mean, so all this was just
Yeah.
talk, but
All in
it would have
favor?
been anyway, so it wouldn't have made any difference.
different, so,
Anyway.
all in favor? It's unanimous, there we go. That brings us to updates, our town manager. Do you have anything to say?
I was gonna update on
There's no discussion items, so we'll go on to updates.
Mr. Mayor, I was gonna update on our meeting with the public school, Captain Chase, and how we had it. Surveying began at the Sardis Road intersection in Unionville. So we're going to be seeing some surveyors out there beginning the project. We shared our schedule with the school, and we hope that we will finish the design by the end of the school year next year, so we could take advantage of the construction season, try to have the roundabout completed before school opens. So we felt that that was a big ticket item, and I did provide a detailed manager's report. It is available on the website for anyone to review, and it does include comments from all town staff. So if you have any questions in regard to that report, please let me know. We'll be more than happy to respond to any of the questions that you might have.
That's it. Council comments?
Mayor Alvarez.
All right, I'm up first. Couple quick things. There was some concern about consistency with the way things were done by a resident, and I'd like to reach out to all residents that our clerk is new, been on the job for 2 weeks, and is still learning Indian Trail. Nothing's being done with malice or with intention. Things are being done consistently as we bring our staff up to par to this town as they come. Things are different, to being done differently in different towns. So before we go out of the box and start attacking people, give them a chance to learn their job. And welcome them to our town rather than keep scaring them away. So welcome to our town clerk. It's nice to have you here. And we look forward to working with you. And Patrick,
Yes, sir.
how's the cushy chair?
Very
Welcome.
Very pleased to be here. Thank you, sir.
Jim, how's the folding chair? Welcome back as our finance person.
He never left us.
Well, no, he never did, but he got the cushy chair, now he's been moved to the folding chair. Thank you to the staff for the Arbor Day Festival, it went well. And just a quick informational thing, I believe this Saturday is Paws in the Park Rocks? Yep, or Adam? It is, that's Dog Festival or
Chestnut Square.
Chestnut Square Park. Come on out, bring your dogs. I can't bring my dogs, she'll eat everybody. So I will just stop by and say hello. Other than that, most of our colleges will be graduating before we come back to our next meeting, so congratulations to the class of 2017, and congratulations. I'm actually one of them. It only took me 30 years to graduate college, barring health issues. Staying consistent, I guess, fitting it in through everything. So thanks for everybody for coming.
Mr. Daniels.
I guess you're gonna be next,
I saw you just say. I don't think you have.
I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. I think it was a nice meeting. I'm glad we're getting out well, about 9:30 we're getting out. There was a few things that was mentioned that I want to make sure for the protection of the town, it just doesn't stay on Granicus or any minutes that the town looks into, and those were the comments made about someone that the town hired to do some work for us, to do some financial work, and they're billing the town for having a conversation with a resident. I think that's something I don't want to be out there. I think we need to look into that. I'd like to go on tonight thinking that town will look into that and make sure that that's something that doesn't, like everything else in the trail starts as a little weed and grows up into a big tree. So that's my only concern. Other than that, everybody please get home safely and see you in 2 weeks.
Mr. Cohen?
Thank everybody for coming, and have a good night, and, I just want to thank Mike one more time for all you do, and, you know, for watching after those kids and taking care of them, and getting out there and doing that reporting, see you out there in the mornings. Thank all the regulars that come by, you're always here, thank y'all for coming. It's always good to see your smiling faces. I know most of you smile when I say that, but Jim, good to see you. Gary, it's always good to see you. Staff, as always, you're the best. So, good night, and see you next time.
Mr. Savoy?
I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. Staff, great job as always. Patrick, you know, thank you for what you're doing, and Jim, thank you for everything you've done. And Chase, thank you wherever you are, for you and your staff. And I also want to thank and wish all the mothers out there a happy Mother's Day.
You don't have my card. I need a free. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for coming in. The peanut gallery back there, because that's a special place you have back there. And Art, don't think that seat's here forever, okay?
You're not getting it back.
And we had a good meeting, and we were a little calmer this meeting, and didn't go on till 11 o'clock, and I'm happy to see that. When I said, when I was appointed, and I know I'm appointed before somebody corrects me, we were gonna move forward. We're gonna work together and get everything done, and let's have a better reputation for the town, and let's work it out. Thank you. Oh, one more thing. We don't have a budget, the next budget meeting is scheduled yet. And we should do that, because we are in May, almost the middle of May now. And we could maybe come up with a date here.
We are trying to wrap up, Jim and I, and definitely probably in the next week or two, we'll have
Okay.
that.
All right.
Do you think it'll be the next meeting, so we'll do it?
Absolutely, I would say either before or during that week.
Okay.
Because the urgency is at least starting in June, we're going on to one meeting a month, so. We'll have a special meeting for the budget? Okay, you're right. When you're right, you're right.
We just don't want the state to come in here, that's all.
That being said, we have a closed session in NCGS 143-318-118.